Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tapping In with Stephanie. Thank you for taking the time to tap in. Well, on this episode, I would just like to address: have you ever been lied on before? Have you ever been lied on? And have you ever been talked about for something that you had no idea that the lie was even being spread about you? Well, I would like to talk about that. Regardless of who the lie is coming from, but just to know someone has lied on you and to tear down your character or to make you look a certain way in front of people that perhaps you don't even know. Well, let's talk about it, okay? Well, it's a it's not a good feeling to know that your name has been slandered and lied about, and it doesn't even fit your character. And it's wrong to lie on anyone anyway. It's just wrong to lie, period. But and to be lied on not only by some random person maybe it could be a friend, a relative, it could be even your own child, but it could be even an ex, someone that you used to date, you know. It could even be your ex spouse, it could be anyone. But let's just talk about it. Have you ever been lied on? Well, it's a bad thing for people to do to us, but it happens to the best of us, you know, because we're no different. I think about when the Lord was lied on. He was lied on, and saying that he lied and said that he said he was God and he wasn't the Son of God and all of these different things. But so who are we? I mean, we're going to get lied on, but how do we handle the lie? Because it's not always easy, and especially when you've been lied on by someone that's very dear to you, like your child perhaps. And what do you do? What do you do? Not only you've been lied on, but you've been mistreated and mishandled, you know? What about being lied on by an ex-spouse that's bitter and angry because you're not no longer with them, and you're serving their purpose, so they're gonna lie on you and betray you to others, putting these false narrative in other people's thoughts, against you. And that's not right. But what do you do in a situation like that when your own child turns against you and lies on you? It hurts so deeply, regardless of what the lie is. A lie is a lie, and it's wrong, and they can cut pretty deep too. And some lies you can't come back from. Some apologies just won't do no more. I mean, you accept them because you're supposed to accept them, but you don't have to tolerate them. That's the difference. And you could be hurt in such a degree that you forgive them, but you never probably perhaps want to be bothered with that individual. Then what? Then where do you go from there? Because I've been lied on. I've been I've been cheated on. I've been I'm sure we all have our stories, but I've been mistreated, mishandled by so many. And it's like, where it says too much is given, much is required. A lot of, we suffer a lot, but too much is given. A lot of things are required. And some people are just jealous. They're just jealous of you just because of who you are. You could be a chosen one. God has chosen you for a purpose. He's called you to his glory. He's anointed you for his purpose. He has work for you to do. So of course the adversary, which is the devil, he goes about seeking who he can devour. And if he can devour you and tear you up and make you look terrible and make you look any kind of way to people that perhaps don't even know you or just maybe seeing you and despise the light that's in your life because it outshines their demons. So they're gonna try to throw some dirt on your light because it's shining too bright in their life. But remember, to much is given, much is required of us. And there's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of loneliness. and I don't mind. I like being by myself actually because I like to figure out stuff, you know. And sometimes I overprocess a lot of things, and because I do, I rather just have that time to myself where I can just sort out different things and I just, you know, just do me, you know, because I'm confident of myself and I don't need others to approve who I am. So I'm okay by being, you know, just doing me, you know. So, you know, but what do we do when others lie on us and deceive us and betray us? You know, we could do everything in the world for someone and they turn around and betrayed us. You know, when you tell them, the first time you tell them no and they can't handle it, and you stand on that no, oh, look at here, especially with your children, maybe with a lover, ex-lover, or whatever, a spouse or whatever, they can't handle the truth. They can't handle you standing in your truth by telling them no. So what they'll do is go around and belittle you and shame your name, you know, or they can't have their way with you, so they get angry and the enemy uses them to turn against you and to do some things to you that's uncalled for. What do you do? It hurts so much. But you know what? After all the pain and after all the trials and tribulations, even this too shall pass, you know? Because we go through things for a reason, to get stronger, not to get weaker. Because apparently you're stronger than that individual that's going around lying and shaming your name. You're stronger than them. So what do? You just pray for them and you stand your ground. Stand in your square and don't give up, okay? But you stand with forgiveness in your heart. Keep the love, okay? Because God didn't say be a fool, but He wants us to have love and compassion. Because remember, God is the God of mercy and grace. So sometimes we got to show a little grace, okay? But don't never be no fool, you know. So I'm just saying that because someone else needs to hear this, okay? Somebody might have betrayed you in the worstest way ever, okay? But learn to forgive them. Not saying you ever have to deal with them, because sometimes betrayal, you never want to see that individual ever again. But forgive them and let it go. If you never see them again, let it go so that God could forgive you and let go of your sins and your trespasses, because we err every day. I know I do. I make mistakes every day. But in order for us to be forgiven, we have to forgive, okay? So never let no lie or no betrayal, betrayal or any offense offend you to the point where you don't have no more forgiveness in your heart. Okay, forgive and move on. Okay? Because God got you. So and learn to pray for others that's deceived you. So Father, I thank you for each and every one of my viewers, and thank you for taking the time, everyone, to like and subscribe. There's more of this content. You know, please comment. You know, if you need prayer, I would be happy to pray for you. God bless you all and stay strong and keep pressing.